Right now, the latest information in this year's presidential debates.
Also, how a 14-year-old Lakeland girl choked her newborn son.
All this and more, 96 News starts right now.
Hello everyone and welcome to 96 News. This is the week of October 1st. I'm Roxanne Garcia.
And I'm Matthew Hall.
14-year-old Cassidy Goodson has been charged with first-degree murder and aggravated child abuse by the Polk County Sheriff's Office. After she choked her newborn to death, Goodson had been trying to hide her pregnancy by wearing baggy clothes and even delivering her son in silence. Sometime between 7 and 10 a.m. on September 19th, she went into labor. Goodson told detectives she went into a bathroom, placed a towel in her mouth, and turned on the water to hide any noise she might make during her delivery. At one point, labor was so intense, she took a pair of scissors to pry the baby out. She told detectives she had then put her hands around the infant's neck and squeezed for about a minute until he wasn't moving or breathing. After showering with the baby, she put him into a shoebox along with soiled clothes and towels. 3 days later, police received a frantic phone call from Goodson's mother, who found the body in the daughter's room. Goodson showed little or no emotion when she was interviewed by detectives.
The presidential race is about to heat up with the debates starting this week. President Obama looks to continue riding his momentum into the debates that start Wednesday night in Denver. Meanwhile, this becomes Mitt Romney's best chance to reboot his campaign after struggling in September. Both candidates have specific goals coming into the debates. Obama must convince skeptical Americans that he can accomplish in his second term what he failed to do in his first, while Romney needs to instill confidence that he's a better alternative to the president and that he has a better plan for strengthening the economy. Upwards of 50 million people are expected to watch each of the debates, drawing the largest political audience of the year. 41% of Americans watched the debates in 2008, and 80% said they saw a portion of them, according to the Pew Research Center. With a fierce and tight race in these debates hold an extra amount of importance to each candidate, both of which are looking for any extra advantage in the race to the White House.
Well, I cannot believe October is already here.
I know, September went by so fast.
It really did. Victoria Garcia, what's the weather this week?
October is finally here, meaning that fall temperatures are on their way, but we won't be feeling any of those temperatures yet this week. Beginning with Tuesday and Wednesdays, highs will be in the mid to upper 80s, lows in the mid 70s. Thursday will be the hottest day of the week with a high of 86 and a low of 74. And Friday, expect scattered thunderstorms for the rest of the weekend. So for your weekend, highs will be in the lower 80s and low 70s at night. Good weather to begin any fall festivity. For 96 News, I'm Victoria Garcia. Back to you.
Thank you, Victoria. Florida's children continue to fare worse than most for overall well-being, according to the latest National Kids Count study. This study measures infant mortality, teen birth, and poverty. Florida has dropped from last year's ranking of 36th to 38th this year. Polk County worsened in poverty, reflecting both the state and national trends. The percentage of children in Polk County living in poverty is 28.3%. However, it did see improvement in both teen birth and high school dropout rates. New Hampshire continues to top the list as the best state for child well-being, followed by Massachusetts and Vermont. The bottom three states are Nevada, New Mexico, and Mississippi. Children fared worse overall in economic well-being in Florida, ranking 44th among the 50 states. 23% of the state's children live in poverty, and that is up from 18% in 2005.
A Minnesota teacher is accused of segregating his class. Sixth grade teacher Timothy Olsmed has been accused of segregating his black and disabled students from the white children. The segregated students say Olsmed would call them stupid, sloppy, and disgusting. After continuing debate, Olsmed was put on leave in January. 2 months later, he resigned. But the question is, how is he still getting paid? Students and parents have filed a civil suit against Olsmed and the school's district. New information shows documents from the school's district stating that Olsmed was reprimanded back in 2011 for sexually offending a female coworker, and in 2003 he was suspended for making sexual, offensive, and inappropriate references to school children. The St. Paul School District never informed parents about these past situations.
The NFL refs are back.
They are, and they were
finally.
missed.
We have Angie standing by with sports.
Well, Alabama has been ranked #1 for 6 straight weeks, but recently, 2 of their players have been injured. Alabama's starting wide receiver Andrew White suffered a knee injury in Saturday's win over Mississippi and will miss the remainder of the season. Backup tailback D Hart will also miss the remainder of the season after injuring his knee fielding a punt return. So I don't know if you all have heard, but the NFL players, fans, and coaches' prayers have been answered. The NFL refs are back. There were many controversial calls the first 3 weeks of the season, but it was last week's Green Bay Packers and Seattle Seahawks game that broke the camel's back. The NFL finally reached a deal with the refs, and man, were they missed. In the pros, Jets top wide receiver San Antonio Holmes left the game against the San Francisco 49ers when he was injured in the first play of the fourth quarter. The Jets still don't have a diagnosis of Holmes' foot injury, but they are expecting their top wide receiver to miss multiple games. Well, I'm Angie Quesada with 96 Sports. Back to you.
Thank you, Angie.
Well, that's all the time we have left. Keep it here on 96 News for all the latest in breaking news, weather, and sports. I'm Matthew Hall.
And I'm Roxanne Garcia. Have a great week, everyone.